Hey everybody, Nick here. Back with yet another video. And today's video will be talking about the G20 summit that they have I don't know if it's every year, or I have no idea. I believe it's every year in a different country. And it's happening here in my current place of residence in Rio de Janeiro. Now, the G20, first of all, I wanted to say I don't really like to talk too much about politics because I just think it's all BS and smoke and mirrors anyway. But let's talk about the G20. Now, it's apparently the top 20 richest countries or 19 richest countries plus like the EU and I think it's the African Union or whatever it's called. Now I have a few notes here because I don't remember everything about it. And it's supposed to be a forum for international economic cooperation that aims to shape and strengthen global governance and architecture on major economic issues, discuss economic, political, and social initiatives, promote inclusive growth and development, empower and represent women. So like I said, it's made up of 19 countries and 2 regional bodies, which is the EU and the African Union. The member countries account for around 85% of the world's GDP, growth domestic product. I'm not going to read about 2/3 of the world's population. Anyway, basically, my thoughts on this is that it's all a bunch of crap and smoke and mirrors. All these heads of state coming to one location to spend taxpayers' money because, for example, to get the US president here, how much money do you think they spend of the people just so they can get to wherever they're going and have a good time? I mean, it's really like just a hangout for all these big wig idiots who have no interest in haven't got our best interest at heart. Let's be honest about that. And I've been saying this for ages, and I've done videos about it too, how these politicians do not care about us, okay? They're all having fun and just, living the lavish life, playing, what's that game? Global Risk or whatever you call it, or Monopoly Risk. That's all it seems to be to me. It's just a complete bunch of nonsense. I remember, for example, in 2010, they had the G20 in Toronto, where I'm from, and it was just chaos. You can go check videos and see, but the anarchists came out in full force and just wreaked havoc, and I don't think that's the answer to protest, to voice your opinion. I really don't think that's the way to destroy public property and attack people. And violence is not the answer, in my opinion. Some of you may disagree, but it was nonsense, and all the money to organize it comes from taxpayers' pockets, which means taxes go up, cost of living goes up, everything just gets affected. Like I was saying, the US president, in order for them to go around the world, it's a lot of money. Air Force One was here already in Brazil, so it also causes disturbance in everyday person's life. They have to stop what they're doing. Like, for example, in the south part of Rio, most of Rio, actually, the city, is like no traffic zone. They allowed people to work from home and stuff like that. It's just a huge disruptance to people who live in wherever they're holding this event. And do we really know what they're talking about? Sure, they have some media coverage, but it's just, a lot of secrecy. They have meetings behind closed doors. I could talk about what's that one they have in Switzerland, Davos. They have that secret, they have that meeting as well, but then they have like these secret meetings at nighttime where there's no cameras or anything between different leaders, and they're just deciding everything for us. And it's just, the global elites do not care, and they are part of it, but they're all puppets, I believe. You look at leaders like Xi Jinping in China, he's basically going to be there until he dies, which is ridiculous. You think he has his people, his best interests at heart? I don't think so. None of them do. And that's the problem. A lot of people find a hero in these politicians, specifically like Trump, or who else could I say, that they think, like Lula here in Brazil. These people are not saviors. They're all simply puppets, part of this bigger game of world domination, And I might sound like a crazy person, but I know on my channel it makes perfect sense, because a lot of you know what I'm talking about. And a lot of this stuff comes out and it's in plain sight. So it's just all ridiculous. You see all these people, and there's like the pageantry and the, everyone coming out shaking hands, and it's all a bunch of theater, in my opinion. Pure BS theater, and thinking that, people have the power to make a difference. That's why they give you the vote, to make it seem like you're controlling the board game of the world, which is, you're not. Just like the last election in US in 2020, it's weird how so many people just changed their vote all of a sudden in this election. Something kind of, foul there, in my opinion. But these, like I said, these G20, G7, all these things are it's just all theater to make it look like they actually give a damn and that they're actually doing something. All these people who get elected, quote unquote elected, or who are leaders of their country, are just, they just love it, doing it for themselves, or they've been appointed by these globalist elites to get what they want. These people basically receive money, and they like the prestige. Sometimes it's not so prestigious. Like you look at in Canada with Trudeau, he's 33% popular in Canada now. But for me, every time I see it, I'm just like, I shake my head, and this is all nonsense. It's just complete nonsense. And I don't know how people can all believe this. Sure, there's a large portion of people who don't buy it anymore, and they know it's BS. But so many people, they dive right into it, and they get sucked into it and believe that these politicians or these leaders are making a difference for them. I find it hard to believe. And someone made a comment on my video I posted earlier, my last video, about how Biden just allowed Ukraine to use long-range missiles and things like that. It's like, we're trying to de-escalate wars, not make it worse. And then Putin comes out saying the use of a nuclear weapon is not off the table if that happens. Just, these people are playing with everyone's lives. I'm not saying that a nuclear war is going to happen, but it could happen. Anything is possible. And unfortunately, these people who are running the world are all psychopaths and sociopaths, and don't care about other people's lives, and don't care about they have no empathy. They don't care about people's well-being. They really don't. So G20 is another, play that they're putting out there just for the world, just for the masses to think that something's getting done. It's amazing to me how just so many people keep buying it. And I know a lot of people are distracted, and they don't have time to stop and think and evaluate what's going on using rational thinking. Also the fact that some people just simply don't have rational thinking skills, which is sad. And that's the problem with a lot of humans and with humanity in general, Because if a lot of people stopped to actually see what the hell was going on, maybe there's also people see it and they just don't want to admit it because it's just too difficult. You know, these topics get very polarizing. People are like, well, I'm on this side, I'm on the left, I'm on the right. I think it's all just complete nonsense. It's just more, you know, anger to stir in the pot to make people pissed off and more divided in order for them to control. That's all it is. Anyway, let's hope there's no violent incidences here in Rio when it comes to the G20. I'm hoping, you know. Yeah, who knows? Maybe there's not as many anarchists here in Brazil as there are in Canada and the US. I don't know. Maybe they're just too busy here enjoying the beautiful weather. But today is November 18th, I think, so it just started the G20. If you're watching this now, 2024. Let's see what BS is going to come out of this. Fancy dinners and drinking parties, that's all that's going to happen at these G20s. That's all they're here for. I actually think Putin did not come to this G20. I think he's doing it remotely. I'm not sure. Anyway, let me know what you think about the G20. Do you think it actually makes a difference? Do you think it's just all theater and, you know, optics and BS just to keep us believing in the system? Let me know what you guys think. Hit the like if you enjoyed this video. I just had to talk about this because it's happened now. So thanks for watching, guys, and we'll see you in the next video very soon. Bye for now.